You're live with BlaakTones TV.
But going back to like Fauci, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like, because like Rob, like what you're saying or whatever, it's a lot of people who feel like that, with like that he's a mass murderer and that he needs to do time. But on the flip side of that, you got the other half of the country that is like, they don't probably see a problem with it. Then you got people like me and Span who like, we really don't give a fuck.
But like I said, though, I have a family member that died from it, so I'm a little more.
No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not saying that this whole situation is not serious. But what I am saying is that for everybody who we can also say, the people that we can say that we know that died from it, I also can probably say that the vaccine, which I don't know if that's the reason why some of us are still living, but I could say that the vaccine has saved a lot of lives. And what I'm saying is that you're gonna have both, like, or whatever. You know what I mean? My mom is up in age, and like I said, she got vaccinated twice, and she's doing fantastic, like or whatever off of it. So I don't know if
she got the double jab, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean,
I did it too.
It's just one of them things.
They wanted to do 3 jabs at one time.
Yeah, see, and it's just one of those things that we just, like Chuck said, man, I don't know that we will know if we will ever find the truth. One thing I will say about the truth is I do feel like I said last time, I think that we're closer to more truths now than we ever have been. Because we just have so much access to so much information. And actually, we probably
the Black brand tee and support the show. Available in black, navy, and gray. Rock the brand. Get yours today at apparel.scapegoatsusa.com.
Actually, we probably have access to too much damn information, to be honest. There's so much information out there that we don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
We definitely down with that one.
Yeah. We're in a weird spot.
Because everybody's saying everything, and then they're throwing AI in the mix.
Right.
It's just ridiculous right now.
Right.
Don't get me caught on that one.
Don't be another conversation.
Don't get me on that one. Do not get me on that one, because
that's all right, man. Who's down with OPT?
But I mean, go ahead, Spin.
But what I will say about this Fauci thing is, like you were saying, Benny, yes, I'm Ginger, you had a loved one that passed away due to COVID complications or pneumonia or whatever it was that they passed away during COVID era. My mother got COVID. She tested positive for it, but she was asymptomatic. She was 78 at the time. And we did get all 3 jabs because it was required for us to go cruising, and it was required for me for my other job. But the bottom line that I ask myself all the time about this issue, every time it pops up on my feed and I hit that X button, is if they decide what is the end game for them when it comes to the Fauci issue. Are they going to publicly execute him? Are they going to take his money and pay the people who lost loved ones during the COVID era? What is the end game? Because realistically speaking, the end game has no benefit or issue for me. So I'm not going to worry about anything that's going on with this dude.
I got a question then. If it came into a 4th one injection, you going to take it?
A what?
If you end up getting a 4th one, you have to have that 4th one. Let's say something comes up again, you going to go get jabbed again?
We all make choices in life. We all have choices.
Yeah.
And if my employer says, look, you need to go get this, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not going to go get it and then lose my job and lose my income. I'm going to do what I have to do for me personally and for my family. And for me to be able to support my family, continue to support my granddaughter and my daughter and keep her going through school, I got to keep my job. I want to pay my bills. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what side of the issue you stand on, you have to make the decision, not me. I don't have to make a decision for you. No one else has to live with my decision but me and my family. So I will make the decision at that time.
And I think
I can say no to, I will say no. But I've already had all 3. So
that was the big argument back then, because it was basically almost 100% forced on everybody. And when you say when you say you're making a decision for your family, a lot of families weren't allowed that. So I think that was a big thing.
Right, and there was a lot of people that they didn't, they had the opportunity to say, well, you know what? No, I'm not getting it. And
I didn't.
There was amazing. I was happy for them, but they wanted to try and beat down people that actually did go and get the shot. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? Like, it's great that you didn't have to do it, but some of us, we had to make a choice, and we chose to get it. I didn't get the fourth one, but I did get 3.
The only reason I didn't, I didn't want to get it, but at the time where I was working, I was furloughed. So I didn't have a requirement for it. So I was able to skate by without getting it.
Yeah, you didn't have to make the hard decision.
Yeah.
And I'm working federal government, so
yeah, you didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice.
They gave us $200 to go get it. I ain't even lie. My principal was like, "I'll give y'all."
You're like, how many you want me to get?
She was like, for everybody who goes and gets it, I got a $200. I got an extra $200 for y'all.
That's a Fauci bonus.
But it wasn't forced. I mean, like, or whatever.
But you were enticed.
Well, that was an incentive.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's cool, and I get what you're saying, Ginger, and I respect it. But at the end of the day, that's supposition. That is focusing on something that has not happened yet, and we have no indication that it will happen. That is just one of those what if things. And so I don't ever focus on what if things in my life. I focus on what's happening now and how it affects me. Now, if they came out right now and had a press conference and said, "Hey, by the way, even though we're prosecuting this dude and we want to send him to prison, we're going to require you guys to get a shot," and I'm going to be like, "Wait a minute, you're prosecuting the dude that told us to get a shot. Now you want us to take another shot." Now I'm going to be like, "No, I'm going to go to my job and be like, hey, what's up with this?" Because
that's called the umbrella corporation, my brother.
Yeah. Trust me, you do not have to tell me about all that stuff. I actually used to have a show about that. Huh, Chuck?
Yep.
Resident Evil.
But one thing I do know,
evil shit.
The one thing I do know about that's been going on with this whole thing is I believe if something were to happen again, or when it happens again, I think everybody learned a lot of lessons this time. A lot of people realized that some bad decisions were made. So I have a feeling if we don't forget history, we won't repeat that.
I agree.
And we'll make better decisions on it. So
that's age-old theory right there.
Yeah.
Can't ever forget history.
Facts.
But I honestly believe instead of taking Fauci to federal prison, if you want the truth, putting him in prison, you're definitely not going to get it. So there should be another incentive for that.
Well, no,
if they put him in a federal prison, that's okay.
Well, if you put him in a federal prison or regular prison, after that, then what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you're not going to get anything.
He's going to get that little pampering and bullshit.
Great. Okay, so he gets punished.
They're going to slap him on the ass instead of doing him in the ass.
Well, you're punishing him.
Prison, I got something. I got British stuff. I've been to prison, and I've talked to a lot of guys in prison, and I can tell you that federal prison, unless you go to one of these top tier federal prisons, it is not much different than a regular state penitentiary. But the bottom line is, if he gets punished, whichever way he gets punished, or doesn't get punished, how is that going to play out for the American people? Like grassroots level, like how is that going to affect any of us four? If they send him to prison, how does that change my life? They don't. Honestly, it will not change my life any bit, because
it's not going to go out there and just, you're going to have a brand new life after he goes to jail. Mm-hmm. But there is a point where you can say, all right, the man went to jail for his sins.
Perfect.
Just like if you were to say Hitler or others that, Gaddafi or whatever, man, well, you want them to pay. You want them to pay for it, man.
Absolutely, 100%. If he is found criminally guilty of a crime, yes, 100%. But I believe that about everybody, not just politicians, not just celebrities, not just the common man, like me. Because I guarantee you, there ain't one celebrity that served more time for a DWI than me. I guarantee it. You know, and that's because they have money, and I didn't have money. So
that is a fact.
Absolutely,
That is a fact.
So you know, for me, the bottom line is always whenever, and I learned this in recovery. Anytime I'm facing an issue, I always have to ask myself a question, and that question is, how does this affect me? And what can I do about it? If I can do something about it, then I do something about it. If I can't do something about it, then it doesn't deserve my energy. Only the things I can do stuff about deserve my energy. But that's just me.
Yeah. This affects the whole country.
How?
On what this man did. Because it did. 100%. It affected the whole country. And like I said, it's the Wuhan virus. Not the Corona. I'm going to go get a beer. I'll go get a Corona. But
it is a Corona.
This was the Wuhan lab virus. Get a lime on that bitch. I tell you right now, that's Corona.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it still begs the question, though. You know, if it affected the whole country, what is a legitimate outcome that would satisfy the whole country that was affected? Like, what is the end game for this? Like,
well, I mean, like I said, I mean, would y'all disagree that the man should be in jail?
I'm
gonna disagree. I don't know if he should or not.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Again,
I don't know either.
I'm still not sure.
I don't know if he's guilty.
What he did was, but I will tell you this. I will say this. I think the end game is to answer your question, and Ginger Ninja, you are on to something, because how this can change it is, if anything like that ever happens again, then whoever they get up there and start talking, you better really know what you're talking about. Yeah. Or this is the consequence of you not knowing or being unsure or anything like that. Now, that's what we would say if he goes to jail or if he does fair time, like Rob wants him to do. Then we got somebody to be able to say, you don't want to end up like this, dude. Make sure that you come up here and you know what you're talking about whenever you're trying to give us solutions. Or,
I am a realist, and I agree with Brandon. I mean, Chuck Jones, that, look, man, the auto pen gave him the freedom, you know? And so are we going to be able to find the stuff? Probably not. Probably not. They're going to put every little bit of thing in there and say, okay, you free, you okay, Fauci.
Now, I would say, now, let's say that they test whatever that is that we got injected with, and they find out whatever that was, that was poison that you just put in your body, and you only are going to live, you only got a maximum of 25 years to live after taking that. Now we're talking about mass murder. Now we're talking about somebody that needs to be thrown under the penitentiary and quite possibly given the death sentence. But I still haven't heard anything as far as the shot being bad, like, or whatever, like a bad thing. It sounds like to me that
there are studies about it causing, depending on which one. I don't think it was all of them, but they were causing cardiac issues.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Well, clots. Some of them were clots, and some blood clots, and the heart, and there was like some, like, you were in the medical field, so you know there was like 5 of them, right?
Yep, there was. And this all still begs the question that, you know, like I said, if they find Dr. Fauci guilty of a crime, I'm all for go serve your sentence, man. But then you have to ask the bigger question is, like what Betty was just saying, okay, well, the next person that comes out, because that is not an elected position, the Surgeon General is not an elected position, it's an appointed position. Can you trust that person?
No, you can't. I don't trust any of them, honestly.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter whether it's red or blue. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so who do you trust?
I trust me. That's who I trust. I trust me, and I trust God. And anybody else other than that, I don't trust what they say. But see, herein lies the rub. When it comes to politicians, most of the political stuff that's been going on does not directly affect me or my day. So when it does, I will then focus on that and figure out what I need to do about it. But if it's not directly affecting my day or my loved one's day, I'm moving on and moving on to something that I can make a difference. Until and if.
Well, I think we can go on back and forth on this for a long time. So if anybody wants to give their final thoughts, go ahead. It's the time.
Guilty, stomp him. Not guilty. Let's move on to something else. Let's move on to the next, whatever it is.
All right, Benny, you?
I'm with Spin, bro. If it, like, again, I don't give a fuck. Personally.
Ginger, what's your final thought?
My final thought, man, is I don't trust the man as far as I throw him. Out of all the research I've done, all the research I've done,
you don't trust him.
I have no love at all.
And I could I could honestly say you absolutely know way more about this than I do. So you might be on to something. You may be absolutely correct, but I haven't done a deep dive in the Fauci pause like that. But yeah, for me, I don't know, but could be. I mean, like I said, like I'm not saying that you're wrong either. Like I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. So.
Yeah, well, I'm glad somebody's deep diving, but I ain't got time to do all that. But I appreciate you and respect your opinion for sure.
Definitely. My final thought is, now that they're going through all this, I would have rather they've given him the option to just tell the truth without any threats. That way, we would know the truth. But as it stands now, we never will. So.
I'm not going to charge you. Just tell me where the body is. We'll take the death penalty off the table. Just tell me where she's at so the family can get closure.
Level up your style with the official Black Brand Live Snapback. Featuring a bold embroidered design, a classic flat brim fit, this snapback is the perfect way to support the show.